What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Writer's Room. It's Alan Halas from Breaking and Entering. And as always, I am joined by my River West cohort, my host of the Mr. Nice Guy podcast, Breaking and Entering contributing writer, an all around good dude, Mr. Ben Slowey. How are you doing, sir?
Thanks for having me again, Alan. I'm doing great. Um, Mr. Nice Guy is back in action.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, might I say, what a fabulous thread you have on today.
Yeah, this would actually be the Mr. Nice Guy T-shirt. So make sure you can get yours while they're still available. You know, streets are all about. Oh, look at that! And you've got the Mr. Nice Guy coffee mug to go with it. Wow!
Yeah,
Look at
actually,
that.
I didn't even realize I had it this time. But yeah.
That is that is awesome. We got the product placement in very quick this time. How are things going? How's your week? How's your week been?
Yeah. No, dude, it's been great. Like I mentioned, I did start the show back up, and as you may recall, I kind of the episodes sort of pile up pretty quickly. So I've already done 5.
Oh wow.
2
Okay.
yesterday, 3 today. Um, and it's been very very refreshing to see and talk to folks that I don't normally interact with, and
Right.
that was ultimately a lot of the joy I got from doing the show before. So super excited to get back into that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I bought. So I've been trying to support local a ton more. So the other day I wanted to. I felt like supporting the music scene, so I bought like 10 band shirts
There we go.
from local
Awesome.
artists.
I like it.
I'm wearing my Unitasker shirt right now.
Hey, there we go. Wow. That looks very handmade.
Yeah, I
But
know.
but you know what? That's all right. That's good. You love a little DIY work.
Yeah,
And shout out to those guys. That's awesome.
yeah. New record will be out on Friday.
Yep.
Super excited for that. How has your week been, Alan?
Things are moving quickly, but I'm getting real comfortable. Things are feeling kind of normal-ish again, which is kind of weird to say. So I live closer to the airport. The planes are back overhead, the main runway, which sounds really mundane, but like it's just that little thing that makes you realize like okay, the world is kind of opening back up again, even though maybe shouldn't right now. But other than that, things are good. Been getting out a little bit. We've seen each other for the first time in person
Yeah,
in
dude, that
in
was
months this week.
it was so weird. Like yeah, Alan came to pick up his shirt the other day,
Which again, I'm
and
wearing and you can purchase, so you can buy that, guys.
yeah,
Go buy it. Okay.
yeah, and yeah, it felt so alien to me, like to see you in the flesh,
Yeah.
and but it was honestly, it felt like a blast from the past. It felt like like an old friend I just like am getting reunited with, but at the same time, it's also like, oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
Because we
exactly.
do
It's
this every
also
week, so
we've done so many of these via Zoom that it's like, oh wait, that's right. We haven't not seen each other in X number of months, but we kind of have. I don't know. It's weird. Is
yeah.
doing the podcast over Zoom? Uh, does it feel weird to get used to that experience, or how is it compared to doing it like in
Yeah,
person?
that's a good question because like it's definitely something I'm trying to like navigate right now. I mean, so I did 4 episodes using my laptop, and the last one I just did was on my phone, just to kind of experiment with like what gets the best quality, and
Yeah.
that's honestly like the conversation part is spot on. It feels great. I mean, it's like you're hanging out with someone just through a computer screen.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of still like figuring out the interface a little bit, but I think that it's it's come back pretty naturally. So I'm grateful for that, because that's exactly what I was worried about.
Nice. Definitely, that's really awesome to hear. And we'll be looking forward to those episodes soon. But in the meantime, let's get into some music videos, because we do have some of those as well this week. And there's a huge week in Milwaukee music. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, let's get into a video from Tru West featuring Bree Cross. I nailed it. It's only a tongue twister. Tru West. The song's called Patience. It's a brand new video. Check it out on the Writers' Room.
Major.
Yeah. I don't mess with females 'cause they crusty. Walking with their noses up, their attitudes be ugly. And now they all wanna be my homies. Crazy now that the camera's all on me. I know my time is coming, gotta be patient. Even when they be steadily hating, I'ma be alright, I'ma be alright. I'll be taking flights, don't worry about me, baby. Live your life. I'ma do my thing, it's my time. Angels in the sky, lay it on me. Blessings all the time, blessings all the time. Got them angels in the sky, lay it on me. It's my time to shine, it's my time to shine. Trust everyone up in your face, yeah. That be smiling, laughing, acting like they your friend. People say keep your enemies close, but don't you listen, go ahead and let them go. So you call yourself stunning on me. Just remember that I do not worry. I ain't tripping on you, 'cause I know others can't compete. Be patient, it will get me where my place is. I know what you heard, but my goodness is gracious. I know when I'm growing. My pivot is forced to know when I'm growing. Angels in the sky, lay it on me. Blessings all the time, blessings all the time. Got them angels in the sky, lay it on me. It's my time to shine, it's my time to shine.
All right, that was Tru West featuring Bree Cross on the Writers' Room. I nailed it this time. And it has been a crazy week for Milwaukee music in terms of new music coming out. And that is just a sampling of some of the music that's on breakingandentering.net this week. So many good releases. Just a lot to get into. Personally, I gotta say, so last week we kind of talked about, oh, Friday's going to be a huge release day. I had no idea that some of the things coming out were going to be as amazing as they were. Juke Marciano's new project came out, and she absolutely blew me away with that. Deucalion's record came out. I think that was Friday. Just tons and tons of great music coming out of the Milwaukee music scene within the last week.
Yeah, we had a masterful record from Gorilla Ghost, their long anticipated release. We got what we deserve, and it is spectacular. It's long, but rightfully so, because it's a lot of political climate type stuff, and we need that right now. So that was That was terrific. We got an Eli Stone's project, Star 67.
Yes, and I listened to that all weekend. That single that is on there, Talk It Out, is absolutely super fire. Yeah, it sounds great in the car. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like the final track, Top Bunk, a lot.
Yep.
That was really good too, and I feel like that track, putting it at the end there, really kind of culminates the energy and like where Eli is at right now with his career.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like this week, we have even more stuff that, like, even still spilling out from late July.
Yep.
And like, we just got a new video from Drace this week, and it's counting racks, and I just published it today, and it's a pretty fun video. He's floating on a popsicle floaty, actually.
Okay.
And Drace he's a character, so.
Yeah, for sure. And like, he's one of those artists that visually like puts a lot into his image, and some people really try to do that. He is very much like, I'm gonna be over the top, like, this is who I am as an artist, and his sound reflects that too. So I am stoked whenever I see somebody that really puts the effort into the complete package, and he's definitely a dude that does that.
Yeah, and I think another one that does that, who also just dropped a video this past week, was Luxie. She dropped her final video from the Love Infinity project, and
yes,
we know she is, like, she has a, super vibrant, like
kind of
like electronic mind,
Yeah, like kind of vapor wavy, but she's also very DIY, and she makes everything herself. So the video actually matches like a t-shirt that she's putting out, and it also kind of matches like the whole style of like everything she's done on the last few records of like creating something super unique to her. Like, she's off in her own little creative island.
Artists that can just envision entire realms of their creativity are the ones that are like truly forces to be reckoned with, and I'm grateful Milwaukee has such a handful of them for sure.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's something that, like, putting out a project is one thing. To put out the whole, like you said, atmosphere around it, because it's basically what you have to do now, I think is paramount. To like look at it and say, okay, the single has to match, the video has to match, the album, it all has to like come together, and the merch and all the different levels of that. So shout out to everybody that has been making music and putting stuff out lately, because everybody's been killing it.
Dude, yeah, and aside from music, how about this nice late September weather we've had the last couple days?
Yeah, yes. The nice late September breeze.
I haven't had to touch my AC. Like, it's been weird.
I went outside with a Pabst Theater hoodie on. I broke out the Pabst Theater hoodie that I bought in spring for summer for some reason, and got to rock one of those. And speaking of them, actually, that's a good segue, Ben, because today is a day of action for not only the Pabst Theater Group, but for everybody involved with NIVA, the National Independent Venue Association, which includes 17 venues in Milwaukee alone and over 70 venues in Wisconsin,
Wow.
2,400 nationwide. It's all the independent clubs that need some federal assistance, because they're going to be opening up late compared to every other bar and restaurant, and they can't really sustain that. It's something like 90% of the venues think that they're going to shut down if the pandemic lasts for 6 months or longer. So if you can, this is my quick call to action to tell people to go to saveourstages.com, and you can sign a letter to your local legislature. Basically, there's 2 bills in Congress right now. If they don't get passed by the time they go to recess, live entertainment might be screwed. So, to put it plain and simple. Yeah,
Dude,
so...
That's something we got to be proactive on, because if we obviously we live and breathe music, but the live aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, the visuals, like that's such a it's just such a integral part of like what music means to you and I, because we go to hundreds of shows a year,
right?
And imagining not having like a structural mechanism to let artists and bands and performers like realize that potential it's a scary realization, and we cannot have that happen.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely. So if you're an artist, if you're a performer, if you're just a fan of live music, these are the clubs that you are going to. I mean, Cactus Club is part of that. Company Brewing, I believe, is Linneman's, Pabst Theater Group, obviously. But it also is like 930 Club in Washington D.C., which is forever, like super famous. First Avenue in Minneapolis is a founding member. So there's a lot of people involved with NEVA that are major players in all aspects of local and beyond that music, and that next level up to being in bigger clubs and things like that. So again, saveourstages.com. Make sure you check that out. So I forgot where I was going with that. But I think that's, like we said, it's very important to support the local business. Ben is doing a great job of that as well with some merchandise and some things like that. There's just a lot going on that you can have a hand in helping out with, for sure.
Our next music video actually is another one of the bands I bought a shirt from.
Okay, so that is Social Caterpillar. And so here's the thing. The name of the song is For Emily from Forever, from Now. I can't say the names of them.
For Emily Forever From Now.
Thank you. Yes, there we go. For Emily Forever From Now. And what's weird about this is Sam Organi is in this band. And my sister's name is Emily, and she's friends with Sammer, or like was friends with Sammer years ago. So like, I don't think there's any connection, right? I'm hoping that there's no connection, but I'm kind of like, it's kind of weird. So I might have to get some clarification from Sammer on that one. We might have to fight. I don't know how it works, but I think we'll be all good. But I just need to know if he's writing songs about my sister or not, and maybe not.
Actually, he didn't. He just shot the video.
Oh, okay.
Clarification.
Okay.
He just shot.
Okay, well then never mind.
But he is really good friends with the band. So
yeah. So maybe it's part of that. Okay.
Yeah, Sammer, I hope we don't have to come after you either way.
Yeah, I hope not. We have a photo shoot scheduled with him. I have a photo shoot scheduled with him, so might have to throw down. Anyway, let's get into the video. It's Social Caterpillar on the Writers' Room.
It seems like the first time that I saw you. Every time I do, You are the flowers of a city that breaks through cracks in concrete. You grow into the wounds of living.
All right, that was Social Caterpillar on the Writers' Room, and a lot of really great stuff coming out of those guys. Like we said, the Milwaukee music scene in general, and we were just talking about live music a little bit. With that, I should also make a kind of semi-announcement about something we got going on in our world. We're trying to possibly do some live shows again, and we just announced today that August 22nd, we are going to have Hot by Ziggy and Twan Mac at the Backyard in Bayview. It's an outdoor venue. It's a free show. Everyone's required to wear a mask. Please be safe. Please be smart. We're going to try and do it. Personally, I am like 95% in on doing a show just because I want to see one again. But the 5% of me is always like, please be safe and do everything, accordingly. It's an outdoor venue, great atmosphere in downtown, or Bayview, not downtown. My mind is all over the place today. But I cannot wait to go see that, especially since Twan Mac was literally the last show that I've seen.
Yeah, I remember that, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and that was Pabst Tap Room. That was, well, at the time, yeah, now it's Captain Pabst Pilot House.
Yeah. Well, that's quite an energetic pairing right there, Hot by Ziggy and Twan. Twan, he dominates that room, and he makes sure that, like everyone knows, like, what the hell is up.
Yeah.
What he's here to do.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I may or may not have seen a little bit of a snippet of some rehearsal footage. So I know that the live band is going to be there for Twan Mac's set. So I'm excited for that too. So it'll be exciting to see him, because we've seen him plenty of times with a DJ. And I've only seen him a couple times where he's really had like the full band with him and really rocking out. And I think the pent up energy of not being there for so many months is going to come out for sure. He's going to be next level for sure.
Can't wait, dude. And Hot by Ziggy, also a great, solid band. They dropped some really killer summer hits like a month ago or so.
Yep.
Great it'll be cool to be able to bring some of those songs to life for sure.
Yeah, and it's a great venue for that sort of thing. It's usually like outdoors, right as the sun is setting. So we're gonna try it at the Backyard in Bayview, August 22nd. Be there and wear a mask.
Yeah, that's literally all you have to do.
Yes.
I think Milwaukee's music scene and music lovers can handle that. I really hope they do.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of music, this is generally the part of the show where we talk about what we've been listening to, and I'm interested in hearing what's been the soundtrack for you in between episodes of Mr. Nice Guy, in between your 5 that you've been recording. What have you been listening to lately, Ben?
Oh shit! What have I been listening to? Well, truthfully, obviously, catching up on all the new records from Milwaukee music, has taken up a lot of my time.
Yep.
But, I've been listening to some more emo. Still in the emo phase, listening to some bands like Moving Mountains.
Okay.
Listening to some Prawn.
You're getting further and further down the emo hole, rabbit hole.
I'm super, super digging it right now because, I don't know, I feel like it's just as a lot of I feel like as sort of we're kind of entering the final month of summer where it's gonna, eventually it'll start getting a little chilly again, and
Yeah.
good to have some good, like, I think emo is, like, really good fall music, so I'm excited to, like, pick out some good emo songs to, like, you know, vibe to this fall.
Yep.
Especially after the hell of a year we've had. So.
Yeah, it does feel like it's just a very good year to hear some emo. And then Sweater Weather, of course, is going to help that sort of thing, for sure. So.
What have you been listening to?
So I don't know how much I want to disclose on this because I've only started to dabble back with it again. But I'm starting to kind of play around with making some music again, and I haven't really produced, like, made beats since, like, maybe the beginning of college, so it's been a few years, honestly. But with that, I've been, listening to a lot of, like, producers that I like, and, like, really like beats that have, like, the Alchemist vibe, and, like, that Griselda kind of sound of, like, really soulful samples, but, like, hard-hitting beats behind it, which just happens to integrate that sort of thing. So what I've been doing is listening to producers like that, but then also going through and trying to listen to some older, like, soul records and find some stuff that I can sample that I can just play around with and start making beats. Just because it's been a while. But this past weekend, I finally plugged in the beat maker. I downloaded the full version of Ableton. I don't know if I'm back for sure, like 100%. But I did send a sample over. I sent a little video over to Plaga today, who just produced Yodot's record. And I sent a video to Plaga that I was back, and he sent me back all flame emojis. So I think that's a good thing. I think it might be good. So
the flame emojis are the universal approval in the music scene.
Yes, sure. I think so. It should almost be like a reaction button on Facebook. There should just be a little flame emoji one that you can put.
I agree, actually. Like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
I always send that to whenever people like send me their music that, like, I am gonna publish on the site. Like, I always send them back. Like, a lot of times I don't even, like, it's kind of cliche to be like, oh bro, this is so dope, like, you did so great, like, fire emoji, can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's a universal symbol of admiration. I like it. I think you got a limit. You can only send about maybe like 5 max in a row. That's how you know you're sincere. Otherwise, after that, then you're doing too much. So I think, that's your limit, is 5 fire emojis.
Yeah.
So with that, though, we are going to get into our next video, our last video for the week. It does kind of lean more towards your music for the week than mine. It's not necessarily emo, but it's Honey Creek, and it's DOGD from their last album, and super, super good album. If you haven't heard it, make sure you go stream that, because while we do have some summer, it's very good summer pop punk music. So let's get into DOGD on the Writer's Room.
So what? A 40-hour work week on top of school, but I won't let it break me down. Wake up, 11 o'clock again. Get dressed, I'm taking the bus again. This has been my life for the last 4 months, and I'm not mad.
bro. If this was my little cousin doing the same move over and over again, I would beat his fucking ass, bro.
All right, that was Honey Creek on the Writers' Room. Really, really love that record. That might be one of my favorite releases from that band for sure. But just from the like pop punk scene in a while. So just in general, really, really good record. I might actually go listen to that right after the show. I'm not gonna lie. Like watching that, I was like, damn, I actually really want to go listen to this now.
Dude, remember they were gonna be like our last. They were like our last evening with.
Yes.
That we planned before we had to cancel.
Yeah, it was going to be them and Shmulio from Madison, who I had actually just heard around the way, and I was really looking forward to seeing those guys. I miss seeing them live. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, Ben.
I haven't.
So the first time that I booked them, they played the Tonic Tavern, which is a small venue in Bayview, and they showed up with their, like, it was them in size 5s. So they showed up with their, like, full gear, like, road cases, everything that you saw in that video, and then a giant bass drum with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was, like, a custom Honey Creek one. But I was, like, as soon as they were setting up, I started texting people. I was like, you guys are going to love this. Get here tonight. And they killed it. They crushed that show. They opened for Size 5s. And then Size 5s, of course, had a blast as well there. Very, very cool to see that band grow and progress, too. Like, I just love everything that Honey Creek is doing. So, hope they keep that up. Hope they keep that momentum going for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So.
For sure. Yeah, man. I think pop punk in Milwaukee is in good hands. And Honey Creek is one of our greatest examples.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching this week's episode of The Writers' Room. It is the end of another week. We got some words of wisdom to get to from both of us before we close this thing out. Ben, what would you suggest for the viewers for this week? What's your words of wisdom for them this week?
Oh shit.
There we go. We got it.
Oh shit. Well, there's, as you said, like, there has become the option of outdoor shows. And we talked about it a little bit last week because that was when I was fresh off of that River West Arby's show that we had covered on the site. And, I'd say, like, we have to save the future of live music. So I think in the same way, we have, been supporting and donating to and just like giving a platform to many different issues this year. Like, I think that when it comes to like how the pandemic and the economy has affected, the music industry and what is such an important release for so many of us, not only in Milwaukee but just everywhere. Like, we really have to take that seriously and act accordingly to make sure that we have a future in the music atmosphere and the environment, and just to support the organizations that are taking this issue into their own hands. So just to encourage everyone to support that, like you said, it's a day of action, and I'm glad you mentioned it earlier because it's important.
Yeah, definitely. I would echo that 100%. Like we said, saveourstages.com is the website. You can check out Neva and see what they're up to as well. There's two bills for funding, and hopefully at least one of them pass, but if not, both of them. My words of wisdom for this week kind of also go off of that, but I kind of, just hearing you talk made me think about it too. Like, we're doing a lot during this pandemic and the shutdown. We've done a lot this year. There's been a lot that's changed, and as things maybe slowly start to come back, I hope that we don't forget what this time can teach us. I'm about to get super deep with it and think about it, but I'm just like, damn, we do this show every week, and we do it via Zoom call, and we're able to basically keep in touch. But then when we see each other, we're like, okay, we're back. It's like back to life, back to real life. So I'm hoping that people remember the things that started in this in the quarantine, the good things, the new changes, the use of technology, but more importantly, the like sense of like community and everybody's in this together. I hope that doesn't get lost once things are normal-ish again, and as things start to kind of get to that direction, I just hope people are smart and remember what is good in the world and go do that, enjoy those things. So
Yeah.
that was I wish I would have prepared it more, but that was my deep philosophical moment.
Dude, that was A1, my friend. And you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like despite being so distant from everyone physically this year, like, I think that I've done more maintenance on a lot of my friendships and relationships, and
Yeah.
also I've gotten a lot closer with a lot of people. Like, I feel like I've learned, a lot of us have learned just how to be there for each other.
Yeah.
In many ways that we hadn't, taken into account before. So
Totally.
I agree. Like, I don't want any of that to go away. I don't want any of, the safety procedures and the protocols. Like, I don't want that to go away even after things go back to normal. Like, I was telling someone earlier today, I think the hand sanitizer thing, like, in the restaurants, like, I think that should stay in place.
Oh yeah, totally. I have considered, like, I'm thinking once this is done, like wearing a mask in public to certain places, that you just know, like, so I go to the casino, and that's not necessarily a like the most sanitary place, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, that might be somewhere where I wear a mask too, like things like that, like just being smart, and I think remember, having that sense of like looking out for people. I hope that stays there, going forward. So, anyway, thank you for watching as always, guys. Don't forget, you can check out Breaking and Entering every single day, breakingandentering.net. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. We do this every week on Twitch. You can watch it live with us. If you're watching it later, you can watch it live and comment, and we will react and say hello and all those nice things, so make sure you follow us there. And thank you guys for watching. There's a ton of other things you could have been doing, but we're glad that you're here with us. So that was my cliche ending. Now I'm getting good at being cheesy too. So anyway, for Ben Slowey, I'm Alan Halas. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time on The Writers' Room.